said, people buy the personality more than the product. You need to, especially when you're working with people, you need to go down to people's level. You need to understand what kind of people you're working with. You need to just be humble, especially when working with people.
Norma, tell us about you.
Okay. Hello, listeners. My name is Norma Tamsanga. Norma, actually known as Norma. Well, I was born and bred in Limpopo as well. And I am 29 years old, if people didn't know. Yes, and I'm a mother. I am a loving person. Yeah, I should give myself credit to that. And then I am, what can I say? I'm a communicator. I studied communications, and yeah, that is Norma in a nutshell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Dial. It's very interesting when I call you Mr. Dial. I think we need to write a book about university. We need to write a book about university, but it's not. That book is not for people to use in university to survive. It's just. Here we are where we are right now. But if this is what we did in university.
Yeah, I know. Thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Bruce Diale. And it's a very interesting question. Who am I? Who are we? Simply because, I think for me, simply because a lot of people know me personally more than they knew me as an entrepreneur. So it's actually the other way around, like as it is for her. Because I've been, like you saying, you would write a book about how we were in varsity, I was an ordinary guy living an ordinary life like any other teen, not teen. We're not teen at the time. Like, any other guy who's just got access to freedom, So I became very popular. I was part of pageants, things like that. So people knew me. I remember there's a guy. I'll actually tell, Bash?
Yes.
One day he said to me, Bruce, I actually didn't know you could speak like English, dude. I'm like, are you being serious? Because, he just knew me as a guy he sees in the street, in the evening at night, and we all enjoying, having a good time. So I think what makes people, understand me is because they know where I come from. I come from a place where a lot of people are trapped. A lot of people don't have the ability to become, the best versions of themselves because they're still stuck in that, era of their lives. And I think what makes people understand me is, or like me, is the fact that I represent, someone who managed to break out of that and actually become something. I'm not saying I'm where I want to be, but I think I'm on a great path leading on to that.
And I chose you guys because when Norma walked in, I said to her, we know each other, man, but we have never sat down and say, let's have a partnership. Because I believe, I've spoke to a lot of entrepreneurs in Polokwane. The lady I forgot her name. Tepo. And you could tell that Polokwane has potential if we work together. We don't know each other, or maybe we've seen each other somewhere during the night things, but we never thought that on our own, behind what you see, are actual great minds doing great things out there. That if we work together, the stars of the government can actually be seen. Besides the personal, let's talk about business. Riabets, what do you do? What is your business craft?
I'm into events. I do events. My business is called Mashego Events. We do themed kids parties, baby shower, weddings, VIP setups, catering, all those things we do.
Okay, that's interesting. Norma?
Well, I'm in the plus size industry. I really loved when I saw the poster. You said plus size advocate. I'm like, okay, I'm an advocate now. Well, I'm in the plus size industry, basically just to motivate women to come out of that closet of, people think fat is ugly. Well, fat is not ugly. Actually, fat is sexy. So yeah, that's basically what I do.
Okay. You also sort of model. Advocacy has to do with modeling the plus size for the plus size industry to say this also there's a market and also this market can look sexy.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Bruce.
Yeah. I'm an agricultural consultant. I have an agricultural company. Oh, sorry, asking me what's that. A lot of people ask me what's that. So basically, I work with farmers in the rural areas, trying to help them get access to finance, access to support services. We offer them training, mentorship. We help rural-based farmers to develop into commercialized farmers. So we do consulting in that space.
So you see, I've got different people here. I've got a salad here.
Yeah.
And the salad works. I did get people from the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So based on that, and I'm going to come to you before I move. I want us to call another Reavets to speak to. You have a company. You are a CEO of Global Development.
Yeah, Brookhold Global Development.
Yes. Tell us more about it.
Yeah. It's an agricultural consulting company, as I've already mentioned. And, basically we're just trying to come up with innovative solutions to develop the agricultural sector. We've got different innovative products which we're trying to introduce for food security's sake. We've got accreditations to offer training and mentorship services to farmers in the most remote areas of South Africa, where there's no access to information, no internet facilities and stuff like that. So we just basically work within the agricultural space, and our primary target is just making sure that people in the rural areas grow in terms of agriculture.
Okay, interesting. Robert, how do you get your business to the people? Because it's a lot of things, event management, you also do stuff for kids. Do you also bake?
Yes, we also bake cakes and cupcakes.
Tell us about your company itself, for the name of the company, because you speak in plural, so it means, So tell us the name of the company, and how do you actually attract people towards your company?
We are Masheko Events, and we do a lot of marketing. Just yesterday, I had an ad running on radio. I market myself. Print media. I was a journalist, just so you know. Before I went into my own business, I was writing for a review newspaper within a 3 media group. I started there. I started my business when I was a journalist, and I got to understand how print media works. I started advertising there. Social media works for me as well. Referrals works a lot. Most of the time I hear people saying, we got your contacts from so and so and so, or we saw your work way, and
all right. So, Noma, when you decided you want this field, you wanted to branch here, what problem did you see that said, I'm going to speak to confidence, to other things? What led you there?
Well, I'm going to give you a brief background about Noma. Well, I was born as a plus-size kid, and then my mom told me that the nurses at the hospital, they had a problem with my weight. And then I had to stay 3 days at the hospital. Okay, don't mind me crying, guys, because of this issue. It's a bit emotional for me, but I'm not gonna cry. I was hospitalized for 3 days because of the weight, really concerned about my weight. And then when the results came out, I was actually a healthy baby girl. So growing up as a fat girl, I'll put it that way, it was very difficult for me.
So wait. Let me put. So they looked at you and said, you are not healthy, but test says you are healthy.
Yes. So when I went to a multiracial schools. At multiracial schools, every January it's sports time. You find, I know at the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I'm fat. I cannot run, I cannot do this. So I had to ask my parents, Papa, can you please just write a note saying that I have asthma or something so that I cannot participate. And then you find we have casual days. I have my petite friends. They're going to be wearing crop tops. Back then it was leaving my stomach. And then I can't wear that. And then my mom waroka, so she would just make a dress. And then when I get to school, kina ola with a big dress. And then I'd feel a bit down in Yana. And I was denied access to our school choir because of my weight. They said, when I obviously the school uniform, the choir uniform will not fit you. So
imagine.
Yes, a lot, but then and again I had to be as bubbly as I could be so that people can focus on me laughing and everything. They shouldn't focus on my body and everything. Every time people ask me about my weight, really it hurt me because even do you guys know that my first boyfriend would tell me that, hey baby, did you know how that feels? Because I grew up knowing and I'm not good enough until I really had to make peace with the fact that I love my body. Now I am so in love with my body.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you understand that there are probably many people out there who are like you, and when you speak to them, they understand. When you tell them, or you can still look hot, the way, if you dress the way you are, they are still clothes for you, they're still that for you, and they understand when you speak to them.
Yeah, they do. The first time when I tried to reach out to plus size women, the very same dress that I'm wearing today, it is the dress that I first posted on my social media page. And then I didn't really feel comfortable in wearing tight fit dresses. So I wore this dress, took a picture and posted on Facebook, and I got like 99 plus likes. And I was like, oh, okay. It means I can do it. It means I look great. So I reach out to women. I'd find an inbox from this particular woman saying, no, I'm not comfortable in my body. And then I'll meet up with that person, talk about our bodies because we know the struggle. And then after 2 months, that person is in love with their body. So yeah, basically I love what I do, and I've helped a whole lot of people, a whole lot of women.
Rabbit, what made you, it sounds to me, or you moved, you went to school, you went to university, you were you experienced the whole, the common way of getting education. But then what made you decide, this education thing, it's not for me. I'm going to be a businesswoman. I'm going to, be an entrepreneur.
The system does not. When you get into the system, education system, it's you study, you pass matric, go to varsity, graduate, and get a job, right? I couldn't get a job. I studied logistics, transport logistics at University of Johannesburg. Came back home. I stayed in Joburg for a year after graduating, looking for a job, what I studied for. Big logistic companies, nothing. For a whole year, living off my parents, not working, not studying, nothing. Decided to come back home. Came back home, same thing. Searched for a job, what I studied for. I studied this, I'm qualified. Now it's time to get a job. You don't get a job. What do? I started my business without capital, nothing. I started with one jumping castle in my parents' garage.
But what told you, what gave you the idea that if I go buy a jumping castle, that's something to start off? What gave you that edge?
When I couldn't find a job in what I studied, I loved writing. I was writing for the UJ newspaper. Then when came back home, I would write articles for Northern Media Group with the late Stephen Mbezi. I remember he gave me the opportunity when he was at Capricorn Review. It was then Capricorn Review before it was Bonus. So I would write articles for them. They loved my work. Don't you want to write for us? I started writing for Review, and then I got a permanent job. When I was at Review, when you're sitting at work and you're seeing adverts in the newspaper, and then I saw an advert, somebody's renting jumping castles. I decided to Google, how much does this thing cost? And I saw the cost, and I thought, wow, I've got this money. I can buy this. Then that's what I did.
You're like, I'm no longer writing for you guys.
Yes. Yeah, then I started like that.
We're getting deep. We're getting deeper and deeper into the business world. Bruce, what did you study at university And I'm sure what you studied, a lot of people thought you're going to be, I don't know, you're going to do agriculture itself or work at a lab